Okay, so you're getting ready for a food service vocational teacher interview.
That's awesome.
And we've got just the thing for you.
Oh, yeah.
We're diving deep into not just one, but two RoleCatcher guides today. Two.
Right.
A career guide
Okay.
and an interview guide specifically for this role.
Nice.
So think of this as your culinary boot camp to help you totally ace that interview.
All right, so let's jump right in.
Let's do it.
It's interesting, this whole idea of a food service vocational teacher.
Yeah.
It's like a blend of the art of cooking and the science of food.
Right.
You're not just teaching recipes, you're shaping these future culinary professionals who really understand food safety and nutrition.
Yes.
Even kitchen management. It's like the whole package.
And you know what's interesting is that the RoleCatcher guide actually points out something pretty important.
What's it?
Hiring processes are becoming more and more automated.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So tailoring your resume and your answers to each job is absolutely crucial.
It's like crafting the perfect spice blend for each dish.
Exactly. And that's where RoleCatcher's AI tools can really come in handy.
Oh, yeah, how so?
They can pinpoint the exact skills employers are looking for and make your application really pop.
Oh, that's super helpful.
Yeah. But first,
Yeah.
let's dive into some of these sample interview questions from the RoleCatcher guide.
Sounds good.
So the first one is a classic. Tell us about your experience teaching food service vocational courses.
Ah, yes, the classic.
This is your time to shine.
Exactly.
You can really highlight all the different courses you've taught, the different teaching styles you're comfortable with,
Yes.
but don't just list them, bring them to life.
Oh, for sure.
Tell some stories.
Absolutely. Anecdotes are key.
So instead of saying, I taught baking and pastry,
Right.
you could say something like, in my pastry course, I had students develop their own signature cookie recipes,
Love that.
which led to, and then, tell the story about their problem solving or their creativity.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Showcase those skills.
And be ready for those follow-up questions.
Oh, yeah, always.
They might ask something like, how do you balance hands-on skills with theoretical knowledge?
Oh, that's a good one.
How would you recommend approaching that?
Well, I think it's all about connecting the dots
Okay.
between those practical skills and the reasoning behind them.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you could say, just like a musician needs to understand both their instrument and music theory, a chef needs to master techniques and the science behind them.
Oh, I like that.
And then you can illustrate it
Yeah,
with a specific example from your teaching.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. How do you ensure your courses meet industry standards?
Ooh, that one can be tricky.
It feels like a bit of a trap.
It is.
It's easy to just give a vague answer,
So true.
but you can avoid that trap by being specific.
Yes. Specificity is key.
So instead of saying, I stay updated,
Right?
mention those ServSafe certifications,
Oh.
any conferences you've attended,
Yes.
or even times when you've shadowed professional chefs.
Right. Show them you're actively engaged in the industry.
So instead of saying, I read trade magazines,
Mhm.
I could say, I recently attended a culinary conference where I learned about the growing trend of plant-based cuisine.
Perfect.
And I've actually incorporated those concepts into my curriculum.
Now you're talking.
And of course, be ready for a follow-up.
There's always a follow-up.
Like, what's a recent industry trend you've incorporated into your teaching?
They want to see that you're a lifelong learner,
Right.
that you're evolving your approach.
Which shows that you're not just teaching from a textbook.
Exactly.
You're bringing real-world experience to your students.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on to another one that focuses on your teaching methods.
Okay.
How do you incorporate hands-on learning?
That one should be a slam dunk for a food service teacher.
Right.
I mean, cooking is all about getting your hands dirty.
Exactly. So paint them a picture
Oh,
of your classroom.
Uh-huh.
Talk about those real-world projects, like catering events for the school or guest chef demonstrations,
Love it.
maybe even student-run pop-up restaurants.
Oh, that's so cool.
Let your passion for hands-on learning really shine through.
And I can totally see them following up with something like,
What?
tell me about a time a student surprised you with their creativity.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then you have a story ready to go.
Yes. Be prepared with a good story that showcases the student's talent,
Mm,
but also your ability to nurture their creativity
exactly.
and problem-solving skills, which are essential for any culinary career.
Okay. This next one might be a bit more challenging.
Okay, let's hear it.
How do you deal with difficult students?
The dreaded difficult student question.
How do you recommend tackling that one?
Well, honesty and strategy are key here.
Okay.
No teacher has a magic wand for classroom management.
True.
But you want to showcase your approach to things like de-escalation, open communication, and fostering respect in the classroom.
Mm-hmm. So instead of saying, I've never had a difficult student.
Right. Which, let's face it, no teacher can say.
Right.
You could say something like, I believe every student deserves a chance to succeed, and when faced with challenging behavior, and then outline your plan of action.
I like that, and then they might follow up with,
Oh, I bet they will.
what's your approach to giving constructive feedback that motivates rather than discourages?
It's all about showing that you can guide students toward growth.
Turning a challenging situation into a learning opportunity for everyone involved.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to a really important one in today's world.
Okay.
How do you incorporate diversity and cultural sensitivity into your teaching?
Oh, this is such a crucial topic.
It is, especially in a field as globally influenced as food.
So how do we go beyond just the basics here?
We'll talk about how you incorporate global cuisines,
Go.
how you address dietary restrictions, and how you create a truly welcoming environment for all learners.
So it's not just about having a cultural food day.
Right.
It's about weaving those diverse perspectives into your everyday teaching.
Exactly, and you can bet they might ask for a specific example.
Like,
Describe a lesson where you successfully incorporated diverse cultural perspectives.
okay, so have a compelling example ready to go.
Always be prepared.
That's a great reminder for me to think about specific instances that really showcase my commitment to inclusivity.
It's all about showing, not just telling.
All right, let's talk tech.
Oh, yes, the tech question.
The question is, how do you incorporate technology into your food service vocational courses?
This is your chance to show that you're not stuck in the past.
Right.
Do you use culinary software,
Mm-hmm.
online learning platforms, interactive recipe databases?
Those are great examples.
This is where you can really showcase your tech savviness.
And how it benefits your students.
Precisely. And I bet they'll probably follow up with something about automation.
Oh, yeah, like, what's your opinion on the role of automation in the future of food service?
That's a big one.
It is
And there's no one right answer.
true.
But what matters is that you've thought critically about how technology is shaping the industry and how you can prepare your students for these changes.
So it's not just about using technology in the classroom.
Right.
It's about understanding its broader impact on the culinary world.
Exactly. Now, before we dive into more interview questions, I think it's important to take a little detour.
Well, where are we going?
Let's explore some key insights from that RoleCatcher Career Guide.
Okay.
Remember, this interview isn't just about landing this one job.
Right.
It's about launching your whole career.
So what are some things aspiring food service teachers should keep in mind?
Well, first off, remember, this isn't a dead-end job.
Okay.
There's potential for growth. You could become a department head, a program director, even branch out into industry roles,
Oh, like what?
like curriculum development or culinary consulting.
That's cool.
So when they ask about your career goals, you can paint a picture of your ambition within the educational setting or beyond.
I like that. And what about certifications?
Oh, certifications are a great way to bolster your resume and show your commitment to professional development.
Which ones are important for this field?
Well, you've got your ServSafe, your Certified Culinary Educator, or CCE,
Okay.
and your Certified Hospitality Educator, or CHE.
Got it.
They really add that extra layer of credibility to your skill set.
It's like leveling up your culinary expertise.
Exactly. And speaking of enhancing your skills,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's AI can be a total game changer.
In what way?
It's more than just a resume builder.
Okay.
It's like having an AI-powered sous chef for your career.
Ooh, I like that.
It analyzes those job descriptions to help you customize your application for each specific role,
Oh, wow.
highlighting any skills you might be missing and even offering feedback on your interview responses.
That's amazing. It's like having a personalized career coach.
It can even help you figure out which keywords to use in your answers
Oh, that's helpful.
to align your expertise with what employers are looking for.
So it's really doing a lot of the heavy lifting for you.
Exactly. But for now, let's get back to those interview questions. Are you ready for the next course?
Absolutely. Bring it on.
Okay, so let's dive into another question that often comes up in these interviews.
Okay.
Can you tell us about a particularly successful project or lesson you've developed?
Ooh, this is a good one.
This is your chance to really showcase your creativity
Okay.
and your passion as an educator.
I like it.
So think of a project or a lesson that really engaged your students. One that maybe had a lasting impact or produced some amazing results.
Right.
Don't just describe the project, though.
Go.
Explain why it was so successful.
Got it.
What did your students gain from it?
So if I had my students create a pop-up restaurant,
Oh, nice.
To learn about event planning and menu development and customer service. I talk about how the experience boosted their confidence, their teamwork, their communication skills.
Exactly.
And I can even mention if any of those students went on to pursue careers in catering or restaurant management.
Perfect. You've tied the project back to tangible outcomes and demonstrated its educational value.
I see.
Okay, let's move on to a question that focuses on staying current
Okay.
in this ever-evolving culinary landscape. The question is, how do you stay up to date with industry trends and developments?
That seems pretty straightforward.
It does.
But I imagine there's a way to answer that goes beyond just listing publications or websites.
You're right. It's about demonstrating your active engagement,
Okay.
not just your awareness.
So instead of saying, I read industry magazines,
Right.
I could say something like, I'm an active member of the American Culinary Federation, and I regularly attend their conferences and workshops.
Perfect.
For instance, at a recent workshop on sustainable seafood practices I learned,
Right.
and then share a specific insight or technique.
You've shown them that you're not just passively absorbing information, but that you're actively seeking out new knowledge and
Right.
integrating it into your teaching.
And it shows my commitment to professional development.
Exactly. Lifelong learning is key for any teacher.
Okay, so this next question is all about adaptability.
Ooh, adaptability. That's a good one.
Can you describe a time when you had to adapt your teaching to meet the needs of a diverse group of learners?
They want to see that you can recognize those individual learning styles and adjust your approach accordingly.
So, for example, if I had a student with a visual impairment, I could talk about how I created tactile learning aids
Oh, that's great.
to help them grasp knife skills or food preparation techniques.
You've not only recognized a specific learning difference, you've demonstrated a proactive approach to making your lessons accessible and inclusive.
Which is so important.
It is. And you could also talk about adapting lessons for students with different cultural backgrounds
Right.
or language barriers.
Absolutely.
Maybe you found creative ways to incorporate international cuisines
Yeah.
or adjusted your communication style.
It's all about creating that learning environment where everyone feels welcome.
Exactly, and empowered to succeed.
And showcasing your adaptability is valuable even beyond the classroom.
It is. It really is.
It shows you're flexible, resourceful, and inclusive.
All skills that are highly sought after in any workplace.
This is making me realize that teaching is so much more than just delivering content.
Absolutely.
It's about building relationships and fostering creativity and adapting to meet those individual needs.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Before we wrap up this deep dive on interview questions,
Yeah.
let's circle back to RoleCatcher's AI
Oh, yes.
and how it can help us not only prepare for these questions, but refine our overall approach.
I'm glad you brought that up because remember, RoleCatcher's AI goes beyond just polishing your resume.
Right.
It can actually analyze job descriptions and highlight those specific skills and keywords that employers are looking for.
It's like having a cheat sheet
It is.
tailored to each job.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
It can also give you feedback on your interview responses,
Oh, wow.
helping you refine your answers and make sure you're hitting those key points.
And let's not forget about that video practice feature.
Oh, yes, that's such a valuable tool.
It really is.
You can think of it as a mock interview with an AI coach.
Who can give me feedback?
Exactly, objective feedback.
That's amazing. These AI-powered tools are really changing the game.
They really are. But for now,
Yeah.
let's get back to those interview questions. What else should aspiring food service teachers be prepared to discuss?
Let's explore some questions about classroom management,
Oh, good.
assessment techniques, and your overall vision for culinary education. Okay, so we're back for the final course of our Food Service Vocational Teacher Interview Prep Deep Dive.
Ready to plate up some winning strategies?
I honor you.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
So instead of focusing on specific questions,
Okay.
let's talk about how you can frame your responses.
Okay.
Using those insights from RoleCatcher to really highlight those key skills
Right.
that employers are looking for.
So it's all about taking your experiences, your qualifications, those raw ingredients, and transforming them into a culinary masterpiece.
I love that analogy. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it.
Exactly.
It's like plating a dish.
Yes.
Presentation matters.
Absolutely.
So let's go back to that first question.
Okay.
Tell us about your experience teaching food service vocational courses.
Right.
Remember, you want to showcase both your practical skills and your teaching philosophy. So instead of just listing the courses I've taught, I could say something like, I've been fortunate to teach a wide range of courses, from foundational culinary skills to advanced pastry techniques.
Nice.
My approach is to and then weave in my teaching philosophy,
Right.
highlighting things like student-centered learning or project-based curriculum.
I like it. And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can really help you.
How so?
Well, it analyzes job descriptions to identify those keywords that employers are really looking for,
Give me some examples.
like industry-aligned skills, collaborative learning environments, or adaptable teaching strategies.
Okay, so it's like having a culinary consultant whispering in my ear.
Exactly.
Add a pinch of real-world experience here, a dash of problem-solving skills there.
You got it. It's all about making sure your culinary expertise aligns with what the employer wants.
This is making me realize how important it is to tailor my responses to each job.
Oh, absolutely. It's not one size fits all.
No.
Okay, let's talk about staying up to date with industry trends.
Yes. How do I frame my response to show I'm committed to continuous learning?
It's not enough to just say you stay informed.
Okay.
You have to demonstrate that you're an active participant in the culinary world.
So instead of saying, I read industry magazines, I could say, I'm a member of the Chefs Collaborative, and I regularly attend their summits and workshops.
Love that.
For example, at a recent workshop on culinary technology I discovered, and then share a specific technique or insight.
Perfect. You've showcased your commitment to professional development and your ability to translate those insights into valuable lessons for your students.
It's about showing that I'm not just keeping up,
Right.
but that I'm always striving to learn and grow.
Exactly. And don't forget to mention any relevant certifications.
Oh, yeah.
Like Serve Safe Manager or Certified Culinary Educator.
Okay.
These credentials really demonstrate your dedication to excellence.
It's like adding those extra flourishes to a dish.
That elevate it from good to extraordinary.
And of course, RoleCatcher can be your secret ingredient.
Absolutely.
Throughout this whole process.
It's not just about acing the interview.
Right.
It's about setting yourself up for a successful career.
This deep dive has been so helpful.
I'm glad to hear that.
I feel so much more prepared and confident.
That's what we're here for. You have the passion, the experience,
Yeah.
and now the tools and strategies to really impress those employers.
And with RoleCatcher's AI as my sous chef, I'm ready to go.
Bon appétit.
So what does all this mean? You're not just prepped for an interview. You're equipped to embark on this rewarding journey as a food service vocational teacher.
You'll have the opportunity to shape the next generation of culinary professionals, to share your love of food and inspire a passion for creativity and innovation in the kitchen.
Here's a final thought to ponder. How will you create a learning environment that's as dynamic and inspiring as the culinary world itself? Remember, with the right ingredients and a dash of confidence, you've got this.